Sorry, my internet was acting up apparently, and it didn't want to come on. So hopefully we're done with any issues. Though weirdly enough, it says we've been on for 670 minutes, which of course is a bunch of, hooey. But hi Brandy, hi Heather. We are going to work on some fairy ears today. I did make the blanks this morning. I have 2 sets of blanks, so we will then proceed to put the decoration on these. I've got these ones are going to have, hi Kimberly, little these little fairies put on them. So hopefully they will go on relatively easily and not give me too much flack. The second pair we'll worry about after we get this one done. But this is the last thing I figure I really need for my show. I could make some more dragons. I did make another fairy bottle yesterday. And I do still have 1 blank fairy bottle if I wanted to make another one, but I doubt if we will. So, okay, I think we'll do that this way. Okay. Hey, Miranda. Hi, Anita. So, I was looking for some wire this morning, some thin wire to put the second one on because I've got bronze pieces for it rather than silver, but it was nowhere to be found. So I guess we're just going to use silver wire on both of them. And how much do I take to a show? Oh, a lot. I don't put most of it out, but I do take a lot of stuff to my shows. And I, how do I want to put it? I vary what I put out per show. Sometimes I put out a lot of one item, and sometimes I don't. So for this one, I'll be putting out my circlets, the fairy ears, the fairy bottles, the hi Beth, and then did I say dragon necklaces? I don't know. If I didn't, I should have. And I probably will price some things if I don't do anything. And of course, the hair barrettes we made yesterday, because we have quite a few pretty hair barrettes that need to be put in. Hey, Cynthia. So my new washing machine just came a few minutes ago. It just got put in just before we started here. So like I said, what we're going to do is we're going to make at least one of these sets of fairy ears now. I may, if we have time, I may do both, but we'll see. Like I said, my timer for my live is saying we have been on for, well, actually it's saying we've been on for 670 hours and 10 minutes. I don't think so. But it didn't want to come on at all. I actually had to turn it off and turn it back on again because it kept telling me that it was, it couldn't come on, which was irritating because, well, I've had it on this morning. So let's turn down and I'll show you what we're going to do. Yeah, really, really lots of time. So here we go. So here are the blanks. Now these are actually a little lighter weight than I normally make them, but I couldn't find any heavier wire. So these are made with 18 gauge, these blanks. If you want to see how to make a blank, I do have 2 two videos back in the past where I have made blanks before I made regular, did the decorations. Now I'm going to cut this loop off. Sometimes I leave the loops on because I can wire wrap onto it, but I'm just going to glue this one on, or I could just wire wrap right around its rim because there's quite a bit of rim here. Oops, don't get her wing there. My new washing machine just came about 20 minutes ago, so that's nice. I now have a washing machine again. Though this has been the year for new appliances. First, my dryer went out, so we had to get a new dryer. The Element went out. And then a few weeks ago, the stove blew. I guess I should say this, the stove top. The oven was still working, but the stove top was gone. And it actually blew when the kids were fixing dinner on 4th of July. And then this week, my washer went out. I was like, oh, for Christ's sake, really? So it's been the month of appliances, it would seem. But okay. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take some thin wire. We're going to take, actually, we're going to put a couple of these up so they're not in our way right now. And we're going to take, and I'm going to wire wrap this so that this one is going down this side like so. And then this piece will come over here. Now, I think I had it switched, so this went. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Either way works fine. But what we're going to do is we're going to decorate. We're going to wire wrap this onto here. Oh, that's how I had it. So it drops down like this. And then when we get this wire wrapped on, we're going to also wire wrap some little crystals along the bottom here and here. And then we're going to just use some E6000 and glue her right on top of our decorative piece here. So she'll look like so. I want to make her pretty straight. So, but we'll worry about her once we get the wire wrapping done because, hey, we got to get that done first. So, and I probably will take a little glue also and make sure that these two are glued together right here so that, right here, so that they don't come apart easily. So we need to get some, this is probably, I think this is 26 gauge I have here. I like to wire wrap with small gauge. It's a little easier to work with. Now, I warn you, a lot of times when I'm wire wrapping, I go off screen because I try to pull it towards me so I can see it better. And that's not intentional. I don't mean to do that to you guys, but if I do, I'll apologize in advance. So what I'm going to do now is, because I'm going to put this one way up to the top, it has no hole here. It does down the sides, as you can see, but it doesn't have one at the top. So I'm going to take one of my little hole punches, and I'm just going to go right here to the middle here and punch a hole in it. Ta-da! Now it has a hole. Now I'm going to do the same with this one. I'm not sure if I'm going to really need a hole here, but I want it there just to be on the safe side. So there we go. And we'll punch the hole in the other two later when we get to that point. So we're going to start with this one. And we're going to go through that hole we just punched. And I'm going to go about halfway through my wire. Now I'm not sure if I cut enough wire. I tend to just eyeball it. But what I want to do is go and wire wrap down this one side. You go over here. And then when I get down here, I'm going to put the crystals on here as well. So we're just going to loop it up and around over our base bar down there and go through these holes as we go along. Come here, you. And you can decorate your fairy ears with anything you want to decorate them with. I like to do these little filigree pieces, and then once I have the filigree pieces in place, I like to put a charm of some kind on top. I've got them with my hummingbirds. I've got them with dragons. I've got them with fairies. Anything that works good as far as you're concerned. And you don't even need to use this. You could just make some wire curlicues, feed some, decorate it with some various stones if that's what you prefer to do. It doesn't really matter. It's entirely up to you how you decorate your ears. Now, I saw Miranda made some the other day, and she used some curls of wire and just some beads, and that works just perfect. Okay, right through here. Oh, come on. Come on, come all the way through. There we go. That one didn't want to bring its loop all the way around, so I had to convince it, so to speak. Now I'm going to put 3 wraps right here at the end of where this ended here. Come here, you. Go on there. There we go. And then I'm going to start the other side. And then when I finish getting the other side put on, then I will put the jewels down the side. These are just little bicones. I've used an orangey colored one because the push you up. Okay. Because what I've done is I've painted the rim of the orange so they'll match pretty good as they go up. And as I said, we're going to glue this guy, well, she's not a guy. I'm going to glue her on here. So now we need to get our second piece, and we want it to sit sort of a little further down on this side. So we're going to bring our other wire around. Come on, go through here. There we go. Come on. I'm sticking my finger between the two pieces because this is the piece that goes around your ear and you don't want to accidentally wire wrap it into the decorative part or you'll be having to cut it loose. There you glue there properly. Okay, come here, you. It's funny, when my washing machine came today, the young men that brought it were the same men that brought my new stove and brought my new dryer. I think they're getting a little used to coming to my house. Okay, now we need to do the 3 here. 1, 2, and 3. So here's what this looks like. I'm going to put a little E6000 in between these two when I put my fairy on, so that we have it more stable there, instead of just having her hold it. With her glue, it will be glued to the other side first. So now what we need to do on this one is we need to put our crystals on. Oh, cool. That's getting, your ribs are getting better. That is good. Glad to hear it. Yeah, maybe so. So we got these bicones. And what we're going to do is this side is the easier side to do because we don't have to go through the ear loop right here. So we're just going to feed these bicones on, and then we're going to twist them over to the inside here, and then we'll go up and around. This is the set wire. It keeps it in place. Then we do one more to come down around, and we put our next pretty on. And I'm going to hold it with my thumb and forefinger, bring this wire around, tighten it up, and bring it again. Like I said, this side is the easier one to put the beads on, because, or the bicones, whichever you're using, because of course, you can hold this apart and you don't have to swing your wire through here. All 4 of my kitty cats went into hiding when the appliance people came, which is not uncommon. So now that I've got down toward the bottom here, I'm going to put 3 or 4 wrapping loops here, so that see how that looks now with the stones down this side. Now, if you need to, see, this one looks like it's a little bit closer to its buddy. You can carefully just pull them apart a little bit, like I just did with my fingers there. So we've got this side done now, and we will just need to cut that off in a bit. Now we're going to go and we're going to put 3 or 4 down this side. Now, I'm not going to take it all the way to the bottom here, because this is going to go over your ear. This piece sort of goes into your earlobe, kind of, you know, where the hollow of your ear, to hold it sort of in place. So you don't want stones down in there. So we need to roll you over. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my wire and go through here. And then we'll pull her tight. And I'm going to do that again. Pull you apart so I can get through here. And that way it's a little easier to work with. You don't have to feed your wire right through through your piece right here. So we'll probably get about 3 on this side. There. Hold you in place. Go through here. Around. Hi, Finn. I have Finn at my feet. Go up. Down. And again. And this is the last one we're going to put on this side. So we got to hold that in place. Come through here, through this one, pull her up, across tight. And now we want to do those 3 or 4 wraps we talked about on the other side. And hopefully you've left yourself enough wire that you can still feed it around like this. As you can see, I do, but it's getting tighter and tighter as we go along there. And I need to push this one bead down because I just accidentally pushed it up trying to tighten my my 4 wraps there. So there we go. There's our base piece. Now we just need to cut our wires off, and then this one's ready to have its glue down here and on our fairy glued on. So she'll go like so. Now sometimes if, say, she would have had a hole down here like she has up here, I might have put a dangle here, but she doesn't have one, so I'm not going to do that. So let's get our wires cut off here. I think I'm going to put one more wrap. because I have the wire to do it. So I'm going to, let's get my cutters and we'll cut that pretty darn close there. Same over here. Be careful you don't cut anything that you don't want to cut though. Now I'll take my pliers and just squish the little wires down some. So this one is ready to have the gluing done. But since in order to get the gluing done, I would probably want to do them both at the same time. I'm going to take and put this one aside. Ta-da, she's going to go just like so. And I'm going to get the other one out and work on it. And in fact, I will sort of keep it out so I can remember which side I did first and all that other fun stuff. You either get a great piece or a crappy piece when you wire wrap. Yeah, sometimes sometimes you need to just take it apart and start over again. Hey, Bonnie. Oh, your package came, Brandy? Oh, that's good because they told me it probably wasn't going to show up till Monday. So that's cool that it got there today. Did you like your bracelet? I sent you the bracelet that I made with the items that you sent me. I thought that was appropriate. So of course we poke that hole right at the top of both of these again. Boy, this one felt a little stiffer than the other ones did. So because we did the interior one first, this one, we want to go with it again so that they match as well as we can make them. So we go here. We got to get the wire, of course, duh. It doesn't work real well if you don't have the wire to wrap with, does it? So get a pretty good size hunk, mainly because I am going to keep it going all the way around all the edges so that we can get our jewels put on. Now, I technically really didn't need to make these. I like to have 6 of most items that I have that are different from other things. For instance, 6 fairy ears, 6 hair combs, 6 bobby pins, that kind of thing. And I knew for a fact that I had taken 5 to the Beltane Festival. I didn't get the 6th one I wanted done. So I knew, and I sold 1 down there. So I knew I had plenty of I knew to get the 6 I would need 2 more, so that's why I made 2 more today. And I'm not sure I cut enough wire for this, but if I didn't, we'll find out, won't we? My notifications keep going off. I'm not sure what's going on. Hey, Tina. Oh, I see what it is. It's our beading ladies that's chatting there. Now, if I didn't get this long enough, it's not really an issue because you can always add more wire. That's the beauty of wire wrapping. You're wrapping around a wire anyway. So if you need to wrap a little bit more, no big deal. And we'll see if I have to add more wire or not. Hopefully my head's not getting too much in you guys' way, since I'm trying to not bring it to me, but instead lean to it. And I may be blocking the view a little bit. Hopefully I'm not, though. Okay, that's not appropriate. Let's go. There we go. I think it might be plenty long enough still. That's good. So now we want to put this one down just a ways. So it comes down over here. We're gonna But Beth, I'm really glad to hear that your ribs are feeling better. That's good. There's nothing quite so painful to, well, there is other things that's painful, but ribs are very painful. I've had a few rib injuries myself in the past. My worst one was when I got thrown by a mule when I was down in Arizona, and that was not fun. I was visiting with my sister, my brother-in-law, and we went horseback riding, and my sister's horse nipped my mule in the butt, and he got freaked out and bucked me right off. It was not good. Come on, you go through here properly. Okay, I guess you are. And yeah, that was no fun. But I almost managed to save it, and then he had to kick in one last little buck, of course, and took me off the side. And in doing so, I broke a couple of my fingernails, bruised a kidney. It was not fun. But my ribs were not broken. They were just bruised, but they sure felt like they were. Okay, you're sliding down the bar too far. Okay. Now we're time to put on our jewels here. Hey, Dawn. So always good when those pains are not so bad anymore. So let's get our, we want 5 on this side and 3 on the other side. So one and two. Ooh, we may just have enough for this side. It's looking a little bit short here. Now this one is just going to make it on this side, and I will tell you, if you need to use your pliers to finish those wraps, by all means do it. Now this is going to have to move up some. It's lower than the other side is, because that one is right there. Yep, okay. One. Perfect. Probably gonna pull these up just a little bit. So there we go. There's the 5 for this side. Now we need 3 on this side over here. Bring you down there. Oops, no going on the filigree. 1, 2, last one. Now this one I don't have very much wire left, so I don't know that I can pull these out like I normally would. I may have to just push it through like this. Come here, you. Two. You ought to have seen my cats all run when the appliance guys came. It was funny. My critters don't particularly care for folks they don't know in their house, so they all took off running. And my daughter has to work tonight, and Lily woke her up because she went running in there, and jumped up on top of her. So that was okay. Now we need to get you bent back down a little better because you came up. There we go. Thank you, Dawn. I'm glad you like them. I'm glad it's so much better, Beth. I know that, like I said, it is really a pain to have to breathe when your ribs are acting up. They tend to be not cooperative when they're doing that. So now we're gonna make sure these are sitting in about the same spot. And it looks like this one may be a little bit, yeah, that's what I thought. Needs to come over just a little bit more. Now we'll get the old E6000 out. What would I do without E6000? It's something I use for a lot of different things. Oh, come on. Did I let you get too tight there? Oh, there we go. Now we'll just gonna squeeze a little bit between these two pieces here. So they'll sort of hold on to each other some and push them down into place. Do the same on the other side here. Uppy does. Got a little too much there. Come here, paper towel. Had my steel block sitting on my paper towel. Doesn't work real well that well. So now that we've got the glue stuck on these, though it's not pushing down real good, I will put some pins on it after I put our fairy pieces on. Now our fairy pieces are going the same direction, so just put them on. Now, so we'll go around the bar here that she has in the oval. Then I'll put a little bit down on here. Even though this is too high for where the fairy itself is going to sit, the glue will tend to drop itself down some as it, it settles in place, and that will help it sit in place some better. So now we're going to get those clothespins out, like the little ones like we used on hair barrettes. And we're going to hold our pieces together somewhat. This one may have too much glue now. Nope, it came open. What I'm looking here is to see if I've got the two silver pieces holding on to each other there good with my glue, or if I needed to pin it a little better. It's a little tricky to pin the bottom part here because obviously you've got all these odds and ends pieces that are together, and you've got to make sure they're holding. Okay, this one looks like it might be too well glued. Come here, you. Oh, it came open. Good deal. I think I may have her. No, she looks pretty good. Go over here just a little bit. Yeah. Now let's wipe my fingers and we'll see how she's looking here as far as side to side. Okay, I think she'll do. So now she just needs to dry. So we'll put her in this rack and let her do so. One set down, that's what they look like. How much do a pair of them cost? It depends entirely upon how much stuff I put on them. I haven't priced them for a while. I have to think about it. Normally, I think they run between $30 and $40, mainly because they take a while to make them, because I have to make them in two parts, the base piece and then the piece I'm putting on top. And it also depends on, do I want to put anything extra on them? Like this one, I only have this little tiny mermaid to put on them. So I may want to put like some flat back crystals on it or something, just to add a little something more to it. I think my cheapest pair is about $30, but oops, that one didn't trim the edge off very well. There we go. Where is the fair that I'm going to? It's in our next little town down from us, about 16 miles. It's actually the bigger town. Mine's a pretty small little town where I live. So we're going to put this piece here, and then this piece is going to go across here to make our back base here. And this one's going to have a hole punched in it too. And then I probably will only put 1 or 2 crystals here and 3 or 4 over there. And then this fairy piece isn't very big, but it's what I wanted to use. So I might put some flat back crystals on as well. So we'll see what I decide to do. Oh, what are you doing here? Did you bend? You don't feel like you're going in straight. Where's my other one like this? Ouch. That one went right through. The other one must be getting dull. Probably have to change the pin. Okay. So I wanted some bronze wire, but I don't have any really thin bronze wire, so I guess we're just going to use the silver like our base wire is. Yeah, but I wouldn't want to do it at the top. If it was at the loop was at the bottom, I would do it, but not at the top. But yeah, that would be my only concern with is that the loop is up at the top as opposed to the bottom. If it was at the bottom, then yes, I definitely might consider, excuse me, hanging something from it. And I have done that before. I've got some that I've put a little pearl drop hanging from them before like that. You know, it just depends. And this one might get a drop because I'm going to have some holy spots down here where I can hang something from it. Whereas the other one, the fairy was already down to the bottom, so it wouldn't, I couldn't put a drop of any type there. So we're going to take, and I have to put this wire to one half of the other half. So we're going to take one of them and we're going to start wrapping through our filigree, the holes in our filigree. Stay put. This is always the hardest spot, getting the first little bit going. Once that's done, no problems. But the first little bit seems to like to not want to go in. So come on. I know there's 2 pieces. There's something right there that you don't like. Tough luck. Okay. Because this charm is a lot smaller than I normally use, I will do some extras to this that I wouldn't do with a big charm like the other one had. Like I said I might put some flat back crystals on it. We might put some dangles down at the bottom. We'll have to see what it looks like when we get to that point. Now this side is not going to have hardly any crystals down here, maybe one, because I've got this nice big piece of filigree going all the way down here. Thanks, Bonnie. When I was looking for, I've been looking for, I bought from Randy last spring or summer, whenever it was, some little ice cream pieces, like sort of like the big ones we got in ice cream shop from Bargain Beadbox. And I've been looking for those and I cannot find them. I want to put them, combine them with the big ones from Bargain Beadbox to make a charm necklace. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to find them, but I did find, you guys will love this, 3 more dragons. None of them have the pendant slot, but there's I think it's a red one, a purple one, and a black one, which I didn't see a black one in my stuff before. So I was like, now isn't that interesting? We got a black one in there. Come on, down here. One, two, three. Now, I'm just probably going to take and put one of those orange crystals right here at the very bottom here. But in the meantime, we're going to go up and we're going to grab this piece and it's going to sit like so. So it becomes more of a like a chopped little filigree piece here. And of course, we'll put some more glue down here like we did with the other one. But because we have all these slots, like I said, we can hang a dangle in here. Because let's face it, our little mermaid is not going to take up a lot of space. She's going to sit like right about here probably. And so I might put a couple of flat back crystals down here, as well as a dangle in here somewhere. So let's start getting our piece here hooked up. Go through the hole. And we'll start down the side here. Yes, that's very true, Don. Now this one's going to have a little mermaid on it as opposed to a fairy. See, I've got her painted there. She's okay, no twisty. But it did one even though I told it not to. So we're going to have to sort of straighten it some. It tends to make a weak spot in the metal when it twists like that. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so this is how this one's going to sit, like so, like I said. Then we're going to put our little mermaid. She's going to sit up in here. And of course, we'll put a little more glue between the two pieces. Then we're going to dangle something either here or down here somewhere. And I'm thinking I'll probably put 1 or 2 flatback crystals down in here because I do have that option. Oh, Bonnie, sorry that you have to go. We'll see you later. No, I'm not looking for the ice cream charms from Bargain Bead Box. Randy had some last year that I've got somewhere in one of my boxes here. Yeah, silver was the easiest thing for me to find when I was searching for stuff today. So that's what we got. So I'm going to set this one aside. Okay, I've got a bubble of wire here that is not good. So we have to undo this side some because I don't want this like this. So we have to get her up and through here where she belongs. There we go. Yeah, we'll twist her back. Sorry, I probably was off camera right there. I noticed I had a bit of wire that was sticking out too much over here, so I had to fix it. So she's gonna get her, I'm just gonna use the same jewels that we used on the other side. This one's only gonna get 1 down here, and then we're gonna probably put 3 or 4 up the other side. So let's get a few out. I try to close these little containers when I'm not using them because I don't like them taking the chance of throwing all those little crystals all over the floor. Now I can tell by the price I have on here that these were Bargain Bead Box crystals rather than like swans or Preciosa ones. So in case you're wondering, there, see we have just 1 crystal down here on the bottom, and then we're going to put like 3 or 4 down this side over here. I think I probably have a slightly larger gap than I did with my other one, so I probably can get 4 on here. We'll see. Oh, let go of my finger now. My legs were giving me all kinds of grief this morning because I had 2 PT appointments yesterday. they've signed me up for what they call Limber Health, and so they call me and we do a call, and they have me do my exercises from the call, and so I had that yesterday morning after my live, and then I had a regular PT appointment in the afternoon, and I was like, ugh, a little bit of overdue. So okay, we're going to stop at the 3. I think 4 would bring it too far down. So we'll just do our wire wraps right here. And then we'll be ready to trim our wires here. Okie dokie. So I have a question here now. We're over our hour by about 15 minutes. So do you want me just to finish this one on screen and then finish this one off, do this one off screen? Or would you prefer I just worked with this and then did this one, did them both at the same time before we go? This is going to sit on here like this. Let go. She's going to go up there. Some of them I order from Temu, some of them I order from Amazon. Some of them, there's a little shop down in Missoula that I go and get a whole bunch of them from. So, keep going. Okay. So we're going to put her aside until we get this side wrapped. So we'll may be just about out of wire here. May just use what we've got. Yeah, it's a little more than we need, so I'll just cut this off right here. It's not going to leave us much on our loop, is it? But we do have some for the next little project. Set that aside. Get this guy. I like the way this is this has a cascading effect on this one. That's why I used this bigger piece of filigree. But I think it looked pretty cool. Oh, come on, sit properly here so I can get you in place. Maybe I should have taken more of that wire. This looks like it's not, well, as long as it gets down here, it only has 1 joule to put on this side, so it's not a big deal. Come on, you. Okay. So we just gotta.
Looks almost exactly like yellow.
Yep. Anyway, so once we get down to this side, we only have 1 joule to put on. Then we have to start the other side up. And then we'll glue the pieces together and we'll decide what we're going to add to this. I'm thinking we're going to add at least a dangle and possibly, like I said, we're probably going to put some flat back crystals on it as well. I have lots of them, so it's not going to be a problem. But we're getting close to the end here of my wire, but we're also getting close to the end of our piece, so we should be all right. Oh, come on, you. I can't let you have that much extra wire because I need you to come around there. There we go. I think we're going to have just enough wire to get that jewel put on there. So that's good. So now we're going to go to the other side and get this piece put on. I tend to like to paint my own pieces, Heather. Otherwise, that would be great. Just, as a matter of principle, that unless it's just the basic metal colors, I just prefer to do my own painting and things. So let's get our crystals on now, and we're ready to start gluing things together. So this one has just got the one, which is a good thing because we're almost out of wire. And I think I wrapped that the wrong way. I did. So we'll have to unwrap it and rewrap. Okay, it's coming from the bottom, so it needs to go to the top, not the bottom. Okay. Now we'll get these over here done. How you doing, Chris? These little bottles, I don't know how big of a bottle you're looking for, Beth, but see these little guys that I have the sapphires in here? These come two to a package from, you can get them at Hobby Lobby. If you have a Hobby Lobby nearby. See, like, so. I'm not sure that's what you're looking for, but. So let's get the 3 on this side over here. And then it's time to put the glue to work. let go. Don't want my thumbnail in there. Okay. Cut these guys off, and then it's time to start putting things together. Okay. Yes, Ed. Oh, come on. Okay. Okay. Let those sit for just a few moments so they dry a little bit. And now on our flat backs, do we want them to be just a AB crystal, or do we want them to be like an orange or something so they're sort of match the crystals down the edge? And this crystal moved. We don't want that. So let's get it fixed here. There we go. I do have some that are almost the same color. So we could just put in some of these. Or, like I say, we have the flat back crystals that could go 1, 2 here with the AB on them, which is very pretty. This isn't going to sit in here right now because of the, well, it's not bad. I even could do like some blue, say I was simulating some water for, since she's sitting on the water right there. Okay, I think I've stopped getting messages. Sometimes that happens. Let's see what we got. Nope, everything's proper there. Good, good. So anyway, we got to decide on our crystals if we're going to put some of those on. If we're going to put just a regular crystal dangle in here, we may want to go with the crystal flatbacks. I do have, like I said, oranges. So that would match our crystals here. These ones would pretty well. We have, I have all colors actually. So if we wanted a colored one, like blue or something like that, I do have some of those. Let's see. We have some teal. Those are greens more. Let's see if the blue package here out. All right, what are you guys doing here? You've got something under you. Don't want that. Blues, all kinds of blues, if we wanted to put some blue down the side here. Anybody have any thoughts on that? We'll just leave these for a little bit longer so they dry just a bit more as far as the glue is concerned before we make the final decision on what to do with the rest. And I do have all kinds of crystals. I think we'll have I have some pretty little crystal teardrops that we can spin up and put as a dangle in here. And considering I'm going to do that, I may stick with the crystal AB for our flatbacks that were put a few flatbacks in. But then maybe I'll do an orange too. I'll show you what I'm going to do with the orange as soon as I decide this is dry enough I can play with it some. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these guys. We just need two, so let's just pull two out and put the rest of them away. Oh, you guys are being a problem. You don't want to go back in properly. I'll have to get it in later. I don't feel like playing with it now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little guy and act like it's a sun and put him right up here in the sky. Hey, Gina. And then we're going to take the same size because we have like 3 or 4 different sizes in here. We're going to take actually here, come apart there. See what we got here. Yeah, I think I'll just stick with those. There you go. So what we're going to do is we're going to take and put a drop of glue. We're going to put you in here. And it needs to be more centered than that. And we're going to put our little sun drop up here. Then we're going to take a couple of these and we're going to drop them down the side here. Come here, you. And you. Like so. And then we're going to wrap this crystal up and hang it down. And so these are going to be a little fancier than the other ones we've already done. So let's let these dry for just a few more moments. Actually, these crystals, because they're on just this one here, we could, come here, you. Both of you come out of there. Come here. I'm going to just put a dab of E6000 where I want them to be at. It's right, yeah, right there. Oh, that gave put a little more than I wanted there, so I'm gonna get some of that off. put those crystals in place. You're going to go right there. This one will go right here. I'm going to have to get the pins off to see where exactly I want to sit my little mermaid at. So in the meantime, we'll get, oop, I've got glue on my fingers and it's trying to stick to those. Done with you guys. Done with you guys. Oh, I forgot. I had some copper 24 gauge that I was debating using for the wraps, but I didn't do it. So obviously that's not going to work anymore. So what we need to get the pins off before we can see exactly where we need our little mermaid to sit. And then, like I said, we're going to put the orange one in there, and then we're going to wrap up our two little teardrop crystals, and we'll dangle those from the bottom. Now, because of how this is going to go on, I'm going to jump ring them on as opposed to trying to wrap them on because, well, it's going to be in a weird spot. So. In case you're wondering what I was just doing, my wrap went down a little lower than I wanted it to go, so I was moving it up into place a little better. Teardrop number 1. These are obviously 2 different gauges of wire because this one is thicker than the other one was, but that's all right. Okay. Those are ready to be put on whenever I decide to put them on. Now let's see if our piece is dry enough to let them come apart, so to speak. Yeah, they're fine. Now this one needs to be bent down some because in playing with it so much, I brought this piece up quite forward. So we're gonna push it a little bit to go down some. And it doesn't really want to, but that's all right, we'll make it. So now we're gonna put her right in here. She needs to be a little straighter than that. And then we'll put her little orange crystal right in the middle. Oop. Stay put, babe. So there is this one. Now we gotta take this one apart and put it back together. I'm sorry, Brandy. I hope you feel better soon. That's fine. I'm going a little extra long, but that's so this has got to go up here some. Come here, you come out of there. Go onto the mat. There we go. So glue these two pieces in place. And now we just need to get some jump rings and jump ring this guy down here. Ooh, almost 2 hours now, guys. No wonder Brandy's getting a headache. Going to be time for the members live in about an hour. So now we just need to put the, like I said, jump ring the dangle onto the bottom. That's all right, Leanna. We've been live for almost 2 hours now. We've been making these 2 pair of fairy ears, and they take a bit of time to make. So oops, come on, don't go over that piece. Let's go this way. So then this will hang down just like so. And this go in here, on this side. And this pair will be done. And we'll have 2 pair of fairy ears done. Now I'm going to look at the other set and see if maybe we can put a dangle somewhere in it. They do look a little better, you know, with that little bit of extra. And so we will look at it, but I don't think it's going to have a spot because of the way the fairy ears that I have on it. But as soon as we get this baby finished being put together, we'll check it. Okay, so there we go. Now this one's going to be one of the more expensive ones because we have the flatbacks, we have the regular crystals. Flatbacks, those are swans, so they're not cheap flatbacks. And so we have our little mermaid. We have the sun up here in her. We have the 2 crystals here. We have these 2 flatbacks here, as well as our dangle crystals and the ones on our pieces there. So this one was the more expensive, is going to be, like I said, the more expensive one. It's obviously took a lot more time than our other one did. Let's get our other one out so we can look at it, see if there's anything else we want to add to it. Oh yes, I still need to take its pins off too. So let's put these 2 over here to the side. We'll pull the pins off this one. Come on, let go. All right, you've got a little extra glue there. That came off pretty good. Now, because of the way these sit on your ear, I don't think we can actually put a dangle on this one because the dangle would go off sideways. I'm fairly positive because these go around your ear right here and it hangs like this and it sits on your ear. And if we were to put a dangle in, well, we could put one right here probably and it wouldn't be too bad. But if you sit this sideways at all instead of going straight up and down, it would go crooked on you. But I think we might be able to put one there. If we do, would we want to put a teardrop crystal like this one, do you think? So anyway, these need to dry. This one these are finished entirely. This one I'm debating a crystal here which we could do just the same as the others. We could put a teardrop right there. We do have teardrops we could put there. Just hang it right there. Or we even have, I probably don't want to use a pear. Pear is a little bit fat, so. I don't know. This is a pear. By a pear, I mean, it's a little bit, it is a teardrop, but it's a little flatter kind of a teardrop. And this is a teardrop. So the question would be, do we want to use the pear or do we want to use the teardrop if we're going to do that? I'm actually, weirdly enough, sort of leaning towards the pear because I think that fat shape may give it a little more oomph, so to speak. What do you think? I'm liking the pear. Let's go with the pear, shall we? So these two are ready to be set to sit up and dry. I'm going to put these little pears in, hang it right here at the base of our little fairy here to finish this pear set off. So we're going to put these guys in our drying rack since they do have to dry some. And we'll do these pears up. And I think because it's got a little divot on the bottom here, I'm going to get a little daisy spacer to put under the bottom of those. So just need to. We need our wires back out. I put them away. And we'll need a couple of the medium-sized jump rings too. There we go. This pear is very sparkly. And I just noticed that this wire is a little bent down here at the bottom, so I'm going to get my flat nose out and straighten that a bit. There. These pears are so pretty. Now, as soon as we finish these up, I am going to go and we'll go get something to eat. And then I'll see all you members in about an hour because I think we're about going to be there at about an hour. Yeah, just going to be an hour before. pair number 1. So now we'll hook these guys right in here on either one of these guys. There's that one. As I say, it may lean to the side some. If it does, you know, it's still pretty, even if it does lean to the side. Ooh, careful, Rose. What are you doing here? There we go. And there's pair number 2. All finished. My live is at, yeah, it'll be 12 for you, Leanna, because it's 1 my time. So yeah, it'll be 12 for you. So we have our 2 pair of fairy ears now. We're going to put this second pair in the drying rack to let it finish drying. And here we are. So there they go. There they are. 2 pair of fairy ears. Now they just have to dry, and then we'll have to price them. Now I still have to price stuff from the hair barrettes from yesterday, and decide if we're going to make anything different today. Maybe we're just going to price. Must have been a fast shower. You took a quick shower, Heather? So anyway, our fairy ears are finished. Ta-da! We did put a pear crystal on these, and we put the little teardrop crystal on this pair over here. So now these just have to dry and then get priced and boxed up to go take to the setup tomorrow. Which if I decide they're not dry enough, that's not an issue because I don't have to have them there until Saturday morning. Yes, thank you, Heather, for reminding folks to hit the like for me. I appreciate that. We're going to leave now. Like I said, I do need to go get something to eat, and then we will get ready to do something with the members live. For all of you who are members, we'll be on in probably less than an hour, a little less than an hour, but I need to get something to eat first. And we may, like I said, we may just do, oh, there's a crystal, do pricing today or tomorrow morning. I will be on tomorrow morning. I originally wasn't sure I would be, but they changed my spot at the fairs, the festival, so that I wouldn't have to walk as far with my bad leg. I only have to walk about half the distance now. But it changed my setup time till afternoon. So like 2 o'clock. So we're really good as far as time for tomorrow. So I definitely can be live tomorrow, which I was sort of worried we wouldn't be able to. So anyway, we will be live tomorrow morning, and I'll see everybody tomorrow. I'm going to turn us all back here. I should have done that when we started chatting, shouldn't I? Well, that's all right. So anyway, we're going to go. Like I said, we've been on for 2 hours and 15 minutes now. The fairy ears do take about an hour to make. The more intricate ones, of course, take longer than the less. And so we did take a bit more time than normal on the second pair, and that's okay. But it will, of course, mean that it's going to cost more, but it does have a lot more components to it. So anyway, we'll see you all later. For the members, I'll see you at 1 o'clock my time. That is noon for Pacific, 2 for Central, and 3 for East Coast. And bye. This has been Rose from In Rose's Garden.